this is like the easiest answer for me so far. Like Zoe, the character, is very much like Zoe, the actress, and hands down, I'd choose Zoe, like, and deal with it. Absolutely.
But also, if it were specifically Gbenga, I mean, dreamy AF. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know the rules of love necessarily. What are they?
I know. Krishma, can you let us know? Can you tell us, please?
I'm still trying to figure out my love life as well, so I'm on the same page as y'all. I thought you'd impart some advice on me. Hi Zoe, hi Gbenga.
Hi Krishma.
Welcome to Pinkvilla. Firstly, everyone has their own take on what love means to them. But if I had to ask you, not just love, but modern love, what would you say your definition of that would be?
Yes, this is a very hard question. And I've been reading a book called All About Love by Bell Hooks, who is a Black feminist and activist. And I am going to defer to a much wiser person, because this was the first definition of love that I was like, yeah, I couldn't get behind it. And she writes that love is the will to nurture our own and another's spiritual growth. Love is an action, it's never simply a feeling. And we don't have to love, we choose to love. I think those are all things that I found resonated with me. Gbenga.
And Gbenga?
I can't. She's quoting Bell Hooks and shit.
You can quote another book if you want to.
Love is giving. Love is kind. No, that what she said is pretty all encompassing. I think it's funny because I sometimes will pose this question to friends like throughout, or strangers throughout the years. Would you rather be loved or understood? And initially people will say, well, with love there's always understanding. That's not true, and then people say, so lots of times people say, oh, I'd rather be loved. And I think about it and I'm like, well, to a certain extent, love is the easy part. Understanding is actually far more rare, even amongst people you love, and what it means to have someone who gets you, as opposed to have someone who loves you. Not that both things aren't wanted and coveted, but it's like, to me, I think understanding can affect someone's life in a very deep way as well, especially because it is so rare that we as far as to really get folks. So like, I absolutely, as far as definition of love, modern love, I'm just gonna, cheat and go with what Zoe just said so beautifully. But I would pose my own question.
Bell Hooks said it.
Bell Hooks. I'll pose my own question. Would you rather be loved or understood?
I think loved. I'm a sucker for love, to be honest. I think love triumphs all. So I think love. What about Zoe?
Oh man, I think loved too. And that I can work at understanding myself, maybe, and that I'm cool. If I can get to a place where I understand myself, which is not the case right now, but yeah, that would be, I think.
Like Gbenga was talking about understanding, I feel like the storyline that the two of y'all are in, it's almost like a long distance relationship between day and night in a very vague sense. But if you had to step into the shoes of your characters, would you give love a chance in such a situation? Or would you rather, avoid such a relationship with so many complications that come with it?
This is like the easiest answer for me so far. Like Zoe, the character, is very much like Zoe, the actress, and hands down, I'd choose Zoe, like, and deal with it. Absolutely.
And what about Zoe?
But I would absolutely choose her.
Oh, I mean, the same. Like, I think, speaking independent of us, right? opposites attract, and like oftentimes you're like, this is hard, how are we going to do this, but like it's worth the effort and the fight. But also if it were specifically Gbenga, I mean, dreamy AF. Yeah.
You know, also the theme of this season is that love breaks all rules. In your personal lives, have y'all ever broken a rule on love? And has that ever been successful?
I mean, what are the rules of love?
Yeah. That's a good question. I think couples have their own rules, right? It's like and agreements and understandings and boundaries. And so I think, yeah, if you break a rule with your partner that you've both established, that's going to be painful and something that like can crack or break something, but not necessarily, hopefully you can patch it up and be stronger the next time. But yeah, I don't know the rules of love necessarily. What are they?
I know. Krishma, can you let us know? Can you tell us, please?
I'm still trying to figure out my love life as well, so I'm on the same page as y'all. I thought you'd impart some advice on me.
We're in the boat.
When you think of modern love, there's an instant smile on your face. Like every time I utter the word modern love and think about the show, like you can't help but, be in a happy glow. What do you think it is about the show that connects to the audience as much as it did and will, henceforth do?
It's all these portraits of like different kinds of love and every person is different. And I think it does a really good job at capturing the messiness of life and also the joy and curiosity and surprise and of being a human being and opening yourself up to the possibility of love. Like, I think it's a very hopeful show, and especially coming out of this year, it's really nice to, they're all little snapshots or like odes to human connection and touch. And we need that balm right now, I think, and all the time. I mean, being a human, I think no matter who you are is hard. And so I think the show kind of helps make you feel less alone.
I think that's it exactly. I mean, it's very interesting because I never watched Modern Love before, and then all the advertisements. When I saw the advertisements for a while before, like getting ready to do this show, and then when I watched the first season in the preparation to do it, and it was like I was like, oh, this show is very different than what I thought it was. It's an anthology of like all these different things, and I ripped right through it. And now subsequently, whenever I about it or people mention it to me, like they do smile. I'm really, the effect the show has on people, like it doesn't feel like it's a mainstream show, but it feels like so many people know it and connect with it on a personal way. I just because the stories are real, based off of real folks. I think it's executed in a kind of like beautiful, honest way that also happens to be hopeful. It's really interesting, and it's such a range. Like I'm constantly surprised on the range of folks who watch this show.
I can't wait to fall in love with Modern Love again, and best of luck to the both of you. And yeah, see you guys.
Thank you, Chris.
Bye.